Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Justice Show. It's on Friday, February the 28th, 2020, and we're here to talk about, well, not good at all. Not good at all. We talk about coronavirus. Coronavirus. It's it is very big. It came down in China, everywhere in the globe, and we're all prepared. And folks, everybody at home in China, Italy, and other countries, it's not that good as it used to be. I know those. I mean, we've seen this more and more times. I had never imagined what was going on. And it's been us in the past month. In the past month, we have it been to it. And sometimes if we get sick, it's unbelievable. I mean, what is this came for? What is going on? What is that come from? Well, going to the White House, President Trump, and announced that we have something that 60 people, like 60 people have been 60 people have been tested in the U.S. And it's not everywhere for sure, but it has gotten worse, and it's continuing going to get worse. Probably continue. The stock markets are down for sure. Yes, the stock markets are down, and I really don't want to talk about it. But anyway, here's the news for this one. The coronavirus spreads to more countries as market takes history tumbled. And it went bad to us. Now, all I'm saying is this this is something that this is something that I won't forget for this time. But anyway, it's just getting coronavirus is getting everybody's notes. And what it's all about and where it came from general. It came from China. And China has one. But now take a look at this, and it looks like, and here it is, the Florida government wants the center said that 700 people who have returned from China have been monitored from coronavirus, and there's still those. 150 are still being monitored. 15 have tested negative, and 4 are under investigation. What this means? Being monitored means that the person is sought isolated and in limited contact, keeping at least 6 feet distance. With others, the individual also has or holds temperature twice a day. If the person develops symptoms, they are asked to contact the state. The people who have been tested for coronavirus have experienced symptoms like coughing and fever. The 4 people who are under investigation exhibiting representing symptoms. The Saints made the announcement after meeting with Vice President of Mike Pence in West Palm Beach. The senator said he expressed that one of the biggest issues the state is dealing with is not being able to test for coronavirus locally. The Florida governor said he would like to have tested done in Jacksonville, Tampa, and Miami. I can't believe it. And now Mexico's health minister has confirmed 2 cases of coronavirus in Mexico. The first in the capital and the second in Sonora. The Mexican government said on its official Twitter Friday. The patient. Now, he will not be taken to the hospital unless his health has been escalated in a hotel room. Sonora's health secretary, Dr. Efrain Torres, said at a press conference. Mexican Health Secretary George Alcalá told Sonora health authorities that the patients traveled to Italy on February the 15th and arrived to Mexico on February the 22nd. Dr. Torres added that 5 days later, The passengers lay in the car for the airport. It was, what is it? This is not what. So, let me get for this time, folks. Well, I know it's nothing in the war, but it's not terrorism, it's not everybody, it's not all that, but it's the coronavirus. And the virus, this is going on. Now, what we're going to say, what I'm saying is, the World Health Organization on Friday upgraded the global risk for the new coronavirus to very high as the virus continues to spread. The exploration plans for everything from major sports tournaments and concerts planned the U.S. military exercise. The global death toll was over 2,800, and the disease made its first warning appearance in sub-Saharan Africa. More than 83,000 cases of the COVID-19 disease had now been confirmed in more than 50 countries, while almost 36,000 of those people have recovered. Fast-growing outbreaks in South Korea, Italy, and Iran, along with their first case confirmed in England, shows the battle to contain the virus is still in other stages. Officials have warned the disease could spread widely in countries with weaker public health systems, specifically in Africa and Latin Americans. In the US, at least 62 people were being treated for COVID 19 as of Thursday. Most of them accurately from Asia. Though Israel the one case, a woman in California has been imposing for doctors to trace, leading the CDC to warn the U.S. has likely seen its first case of communication spread. The head of the World Health Organization says that kind of transmission of unknown origin and possibility from the general population represents the door for outbreak stage that every nation must be prepared for. Every country must be ready for its first case, its first cluster, the first environmental community transmission, and for dealing with sustained community transmission. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said, "We're not defending this. Still tournaments opening. Every country and every person to ensure case and detecting early and that authorities are able to trace contacts, private care, private care, and prevent widespread community transmissions." Wall Street closed out its worst week since the 2008 financial crisis, with another drop triggered by more monitoring coronavirus concerns. The Dow dropped 357 points, or 1.4%, to 25,409.36, following a nearly 1,200 points, 200 point drop on Thursday. The broader S&P 500 stock index fell 0.8% in early trading, and the technology-heavy Nasdaq composite edging slightly higher. Early in the day, the Dow share more than 1,000 points before paralyzing in reaction to the statement from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, knowing that the Fed is tracking the fundamentals and their potential impact on the economy. The S&P 500 has lost 11% on its value since last Friday, but the Dow has lost more than 12% on its value. Feels that the broader coronavirus outbreak could shoot economic growth. and it's bad for the stock market. Now, at 4 or 6 p.m., Mike Palmer faces. I mean, I mean, how the virus come from? How the virus in every way it can affect the schools. It can impact our schools, sporting events. It can impact our jobs and something like that. What's going to happen? But now, what we just learned, President Trump had told you in the United States, nothing's not going to happen. But they have to be hoping for the miracle, hope for the best, and possibly prepare for the worst because I don't know, and I don't know everything about coronavirus, and I don't even know what is happening, what's going on. 2,000 people died of the virus, and all this stuff going on. Blam, 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 blah, 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 blah. But what I gotta say is, why it's happening, and what they could do to stop, what they could do to stop. The answer is I don't know. But now, what we told them is they do everything they can to fight the virus. They do everything that they can to fight coronavirus. Because for sure reason. For sure, I might as well stay home and read a book and have a good time. And all you have to do, but now for first thing for person, but now it's for their own safety. With the coronavirus is concerned, and it says the safety test says of the corona, and when it comes to coronavirus, here's the safety tips. It looks like it says clean hands with soap and water or alcohol based on the hand rub. Cover nose and mouth while coughing and sneezing with tissue or fasten the elbow. Avoid close contact with anyone with cold or flu-like symptoms. Do not cook meat and eggs. Avoid unprotected contact with live animals. And that's more. And this coronavirus that is concerning the coronavirus disease. Yeah. but all I gotta say is what in the world is going on? It's just not looking right on the coronavirus. And if we have one, to get sick. If we get sick, you get check in and see what the doctor's concerned. And then you get tested. So now what I'm trying to do is test it. When they test, it's negative. When they have coronavirus, it's positive. And everybody do have this before. We all know what it was. We don't know what it is. And this is just say, well, it just makes things worse, as it means to. And it says the war. And now, here it is. It says the World Health Organization said that virus found at least 56 countries so far, posing a very high global risk. Fields are growing an uncontrollable spread around the world. Right now, President Trump could invoke in a law 1950. So now, this is not right. So I don't know what they said. They said that constant operate in this country. So I don't know. It's just not right. It's not right as it needs to be. And it's not right what has happened all this time. And they say they do it, and then the doctors and everything, this whole thing, doing everything they can to stop this disease. And it says the World Health Organization on Friday upgraded the global risk from the new coronavirus to very high. Oh, we already read that. That's why we read it. So anyway, all I gotta say is, where did this come from? When it's happened? Because I don't even know what's being concerned. But you gotta know, you gotta see it to believe it. Mm, we'll know about more about this. But President Trump, President Donald Trump, has said outside the White House, hoping it will be a miracle. I don't know. Anyway, for sure, yes, it's not gonna be succinct. It's not gonna be. I don't know the control. We just have to see what happens. We just have to see what happens or what's going on because this they said about this coronavirus. It looks strong and I don't know. But anyway, but how did it happen? How it's going on? I don't know. But anyway, so now looks like the storm had always stopped, right? And it's cold out here. Here's what he says while it goes. As global market plunges into more broadened fears about the coronavirus outbreak, President Donald Trump and his allies pulled for their family playbook Friday and blamed us for their slide. It's a shamefully self for a president who has lasting his fate to Wall Street like no other. The president's team responds to the biggest one-week Wall Street sell-off in more than a decade with a deflation strategy, playing down the threat and runs pressured out responsibility to Democrats, the middle and the chairman government was arrested. Trump tweeted that the do nothing okay, the Trump tweeted the do nothing Democrats have wasted time on impeachment and everything else they could do to make the Republican Party look bad by defeating his own response to the virus outbreak, which many across the aisle had deemed as sluggish and skirt shot. So the coronavirus is starting in China and spread to various countries throughout the world, but very slowly in the US because President Trump closed our border and dealing flights very early is not being blamed, but the do nothing Democrats to be the fault of Trump. The president wrote eventually imparted double person narrower. Some of his closest allies posited that message and accused the White House foes for happening the drug posed by the virus, which has killed more than 2,800 people, most of them in China, one in Oklahoma. The flu kills people, says active White House Chief of Staff Mick Marvella, speaking of Conservative Party's Action Conference and Action Conference gathered for conservative activities. This is not elbow, it's not cells, it's not souls, it's not morals, it's not death sentence. It's not the same as the end of the crisis. And we're gonna skip all that, but I think we're out of time. I can hear everything in that time. I can hear time's up. But folks, don't ever avoid, stay home, don't worry about it. If you don't get if you get sick, check out, and the doctor will check it out, and you be fine. He will give you medicine, and you will be very fine, and you'll find out what it is. If you don't get sick, stay home. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. Turn off TV and listen to the music. Listen on the radio ahead of time. This is Jessica for the Jessica Show, and I'm probably going to see you Monday.